Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e homebrew custom setting D&D actual play stream that takes place in the wonderful world of Nuuli, which is just recovering from a 1,000-year magical apocalypse, and 5 of my friends over here are brave enough to play in, for whatever reason. But hey, it's all good. We're here to have some fun. Before we do introductions... Hi, I've got it. Thank you for the wave and Pikachus, as always. Best mod in Twitch town. We have a couple of thank yous. Yes, and we have the whole crew again. It's very exciting. First off, a big thank you to Peanut Pie, Chef Drewcom, and Dandelion227 for following us over the past week. They've come from various places, giving us a follow, so appreciate that. Thank you, you three. Which means, everyone, we now have over 100 followers here on Twitch.
Right.
Woo!
Nice.
Awesome. That's like a number that has numbers in it.
Yeah, that's like a legit number thing.
Yeah, it's a real number.
It's crazy. So 100 people hit the little... Actually, 102, 103 people, I think. Something like that. Hit the little follow button and said, hey, we want to keep up to date with these people. And sometimes, not everybody's here to watch live, and that's okay. But the support is appreciated. So thank you very much to all of our followers out there. And anyone who watches us, whether you participate in chat or just have us on in the background to keep your dog company, it's appreciated. So thank you. And of course, thank you to everyone who watches on YouTube, because some people just watch our shows on YouTube because they have stuff to do on Wednesday nights, I guess. But hey, that's why the YouTube's there, so you can watch it whenever you want. That was
Tell us your dog's names because we like dogs.
Too.
Indeed, tell us your dog's names.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are all here. So I will need someone to roll a d20 for me before we get started. Oh, Matt's on it. Matt's very excited.
I haven't done this in ages.
He is? Oh, there he is.
That.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, dear players, dear friends, please introduce yourself, first of all, and your character, and tell us, where does your character feel the most safe? Wherever that may be, whether it be a geographical location, in a certain company, or wherever it is. So give it a little think. And we're going to start, because he's been gone for 2 weeks, we're going to start with Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I am again playing Spoot, the Turtle Paladin Ranger Barbarian.
Pharmacist.
Just kidding. He's a regular old cleric. Knowledge cleric, and he's very bad at it. But anyway, Spoot feels safest in his shell. No, real answer. It's a mushy one with his friends.
Oh.
That's nice.
It's true.
I like it.
Followed closely by in his shell.
Why not both?
With his friends in his shell? That's a big old shell.
Yeah.
That sounds
surrounded
Well,
by
I mean, not that we
inside
are
the
in
shell.
his shell.
Yeah. Right.
It's all about where the comma goes, I suppose.
In the shell.
In the shell.
What?
Well, I like to eat with friends versus I like to eat friends, or something.
Right.
I don't know. There's some.
And eats, shoots, and
Let's
leaves.
eat friends versus let's eat friends.
Oh, yes, that's the
it.
one. That's the
That's
one.
the one. Reminds me of the. Did y'all ever watch the Land Before Time series like after the first one?
No, because I was
No.
far too old by the time they came out.
Second and third one, yeah.
They got really sing-songy, but there was one where they are introduced to a baby Tyrannosaurus and they try to be friends with it, and they sing a song called
Chompers, yeah.
Chomper. Yeah, they call Friends for Dinner.
There was more than one Land Before Time.
There are
Yeah.
like 12.
Apparently, it's like a
I'm not
whole
exaggerating.
franchise thing. I don't know. Was that Amblin? Was that Spielberg? Who was that? No, I guess it doesn't
Originally
matter.
Spielberg, yeah, and then who knows what after that.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going. Let's climb on up the ladder with Tanner. Nice haircut.
Thank you. It's the same hair I've had for weeks.
Oh, maybe your hood's just been up.
It's been nice for weeks. We just did the same.
I normally have a habit.
That's it.
I'm Tanner. I play Nereus, the ASMR sorcerer. Sorry, my headset died the other day. Both safe. I don't know. What hasn't been blown up yet? I've been turned to stone at camp. Our house got blown up.
You tell me.
No. Anywhere safe?
On the road? Not even that.
Where does Nereus feel the most safe?
I don't know. I'm home in bed before all the adventuring began.
All right. Back with Mom and Mama. Fair enough.
Before I met these fools.
Legit.
I mean, you sure did jump right in.
He did.
Yes, Nereus did.
All right. I love it. Climbing yet again, we got Sarah.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And I remember what words mean. I think Olive used to feel safe in her cave, and then those big bad bandits came and chased her out. And I suspect that now she probably pretty much feels safe flying. And that's about it. In the air, where she can see what's coming.
Note to me, invisible birds.
Yep.
Cool. Wonderful. And
I was about
That's
to say
wonderful.
there was a rock.
There was the rock. Invisible rocks. Next, we have Amber.
Hello, my name is Amber, also known as the one who eats. And I play Grig, the Goblin Artificer. If we're going to be honest, Grig feels safest behind a pile of trash in the smallest, tightest corner of the alley. But close second is in Defect's arms.
Aww.
Mushy stuff.
Right.
Gross.
But no, that's not my
mushy.
answer. What are you talking about? Nobody's hearing me. I'm just like thinking to myself.
She said trash. All right, we're sticking with trash.
Sticking with trash.
All right, trash it is. Trash hugs for everybody.
Trash.
Hashtag mushy stuff.
And
Anyway, that's it.
certainly not the least, but the last today, we got Mike.
Yeah. My name is Mike, and I play Defect, the Warforged Arcanaton Barbarian. And Defect feels the safest when he is standing in front of a pile of trash that he knows that Grig is hiding in.
Aww.
Knowing that Grig is, got the battle plans, directing Defect where to swing his axe. As long as Grig is there, Defect is A-okay.
I love it.
Oh, that's glorious. Now I'm going to have to kill one of you.
I mean, it
Checks out.
nearly happened several times.
I was gonna
So
say,
You're all good. You're good. Don't worry
we're
about
about to have some serious crises.
it. You guys are great. It's wonderful.
You're
And
way grosser than me.
it's true. It's got a
Yes.
point.
Hashtag
And-
Retect.
There it is. And I am Jared. I am your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. I play everyone and everything else that is not these 5 player characters. And nobody feels safe anywhere in Johanna. It's a crazy continent. I don't know what to tell you. 1,000 years of magical apocalypse will do that to a populace, I guess.
Where's Johanna?
Sure.
That is the continent you've all been on this whole time.
I'm just kidding.
You numbnuts.
Or am I? What?
I don't know. I reached for like a schoolboy insult, and that's what I came up with.
This is where the night's going. I got it. I'm ready. I'm warmed up.
All right, there it is. With that, unless anyone has anything else, let's dive right into last time on Nuuli Forged. Yeah.
Last time.
All right. Well, Last time on Nuuli Forged, the Misfits quickly set about gathering the materials needed to destroy the phylactery of the Dracolich, known as Ziniondu, the Rage Fire. Within 2 days, they managed to track down an ancient copper dragon named Colaxivarius, who was quite the jokester, and obtained some of his acid. And all it cost them was a bad joke and the weapon known as Cloud Cutter. They quickly portaled back to Fey Harbor for supplies and to gain the money they would need to buy the other material items in the Verdenton Glen from their friend and ally, Chatty. And once those were acquired, they then teleported to Winton. And after making their way there to the towers of the wizard Merilot, the Misfits and Greg were able to begin the process of destroying the dreaded Dracolich phylactery. And just in the nick of time, too, because it was the last day they had, and it was a close call. Following that, they made arrangements with Spark Yarrow to procure a master jeweler in 10 days before making their way to Mendarian via Sewell in order to get a set of mithril jeweler's tools blessed by a high priest to the Platinum Hope. Spoot has the name. The city is large and ever-expanding and growing, and who knows what waits for them as they make their way through the impressive streets of Mendarian. And so, we begin. You all have exited this copse of trees and entered into the throng of populace that is the people who live in this newly burgeoning city of Mendarian. It is constantly under construction and filled with bridges. Some go over the various estuaries or little runoffs that come from the divide. There's certainly the main massive bridge which spans the two main sections of the city and is seemingly ever growing wider. The bridge, they keep adding pylons, and there's construction crews working on building the bridge wider and wider.
More traffic lanes.
Yeah, it's a big place. It seems like there's even a couple of stores, maybe just hoping to be on the bridge at some point, based on the construction that's going on. So very much like London Bridge used to be, in a lot of ways.
Before it fell down,
or before a fire tore through it all. But indeed, it is a ever-growing city. And Spoot, you and I are going to go have a little backwards time travel moment here.
Ooh.
We're going to go back a couple days.
Uh-oh.
Where you received a message from Seda Malor.
Yes, with the name.
Who you had asked to find a high priest of a deity known as the Platinum Hope. Because you had no knowledge of such a person, and were hoping Seda did, or at least had contacts who might. To which he did give you a name and a location. The location is that the high priest is currently in the city of Mendarian, which is where you are now. And the name is Sanjay. And that will be our little flash to the past. And so, Greg and the Misfits, we come back into the present, and you are in Mendarian. You are entering the throng. What are you going to do?
Gonna look for a temple to the high priest of the Platinum Dragon.
It's late morning, right?
Yeah, it's late morning here because you spent a few hours early morning in Winton and then went west. So, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So we haven't had a long rest since we teleported to Sewell.
Correct. Oh, no, wait. No, you did. Because it took you a day. You got part of a flight in. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
We teleported to Sewell, then we flew for 2 hours.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't remember if we spent the night in Seoul or not.
You did not. You flew immediately out of the ruins of Seoul, so you could get a few hours in.
Gotcha.
And Caleb there was like, "Oh, those people are so weird," and then went back to his ruin work. So you have had a long rest, but you have also expended a few I believe 2 uses of the polymorph spell.
Yeah, I just want to make sure my spells are correct.
Yeah. So you've used 2 uses of polymorph each, and 2 wild shapes.
2 wild shapes and the teleport.
The teleport was yesterday.
Teleport was yesterday? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all teleport today.
We teleported everywhere yesterday. Was like, and here.
Yep, you had a very busy yesterday.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know where we're going? Or do we need to ask around first?
I'm not familiar where the temples are in this city, so I think we should ask for directions. Does Spoot know if there's anything resembling?
Haven't some of y'all been here before? Do y'all know where the temple is?
We went to the bookstore.
Yeah, we weren't looking for the temple.
Y'all need to spend more time religioning.
Maybe we should go to the tavern. Maybe we can ask around while getting some nice food.
Yeah, it's a good question. DM, would Spoot know anything more about Mandarian? I know it's close to the swamps, but I don't think he necessarily traveled there.
You traveled through it way back when you first got together with Caerley.
Right.
But you didn't spend any time here. It was more like a passing through sort of thing.
We probably, stopped and bought some things. But
True. Yeah, I think we just got to ask around. We need to find that temple and the high priest.
Yeah. Well, if someone wants to, they can certainly make an investigation check to see if they can find somebody who might know.
I will do it with one of my little special...
I was going to say, if me and Defect were here before, would we have seen any taverns? Because we did a little walking around.
You went to one tavern and found one, and then Defect pulled you away from it and found another one. So you could go back to there, or you could ask around for the temple. It's up to you how you want to approach it.
I think we just go for the temple. Let's take care of business first.
16 on investigation check.
Okay, cool. Yeah, with a 16, you flag down someone who you notice actually has a little pendant that has the symbol of the Platinum Hope on it. They're not a religious person or like a member of the clerical order, but they're obviously a devotee. You can tell by the symbol.
They're a poser.
No,
I'm just teasing.
I mean, what kind of? I was going to use. It's like people wearing a cross or a Star of David or something. So it's like, who knows how devout they are, but they have the iconography.
So maybe they at least know where the temple is.
Yeah. But they are able to point you pretty much straight to the temple. It's probably going to be like about a 15-minute walk, they say. So not too bad. And it's right off of... it's not right on the river, but it's kind of overlooking the river in a way, kind of near the main bridge.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. And they give you the name of the temple called the Platinus Hearth. Platinus Hearth. Yes, that is correct. So
it's a platonic hearth. Got it.
Yep. You're all going to head there?
Yeah.
I'm definitely heading there.
Great. As you all go, I would just like everyone to make a perception check for me to see what you notice of this wild area that you're in.
Not a damn thing.
On my best day.
Great. Cool.
Olive has never seen pavement before.
Yeah, Olive, you notoriously don't care much for cities, so you're just kind of ignoring the whole thing.
Staring at my own feet.
Yeah. Just paying attention to like immediate your party so you don't like lose them in the crowd. Greg, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Like it's a busy city. The one thing you would notice is that this vibe, while still busy and a lot happening, is very different from the vibe back in Winton.
That can only be a good thing.
Defect.
Like
Sorry, it
how?
took a while.
Well, so in Winton, you get this kind of like overarching, like everybody's like staring at you, looking at you kind of vibe. Here, it seems like people are just kind of nicer. Like people like nod their heads or say hello or doff their hats, which isn't really a thing in Winton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much more like cordial, and there's something in the air. You can't quite make out what it is, but there's something in the air.
Okay.
Nereus, you hear the rushing of the Divide River, and you know that it's like this huge river that feeds into the tip of Triangle Bay, and you can see people, construction crews working on it all over the place here and there. You see buildings being erected and various masons or builders kind of moving building materials like on carts with horses or drays or all kinds of stuff. So it's a very lively city. It reminds you in a lot of ways about the docks back in Laurenton. Except less ship work and more just kind of construction, which is kind of fun. It's very happening and very lively. Spoot, you notice the people here are all sorts of kinds of people. You see mostly humans and people of Elvish descent or Orcish descent, and quite a few halflings, actually. You see a decent amount of Dragonborn, and you see even a couple of gnomes. You don't see many tieflings, though. Maybe one or two throughout your whole walk. It doesn't seem like there's many here. But you notice that all of them are have this eagerness about their person. Like they are excited to be here, to be a part of this city, and to be part of this construction process. Which, Spoot, you also notice more towards like the central area, kind of where like the center of the city would be. Because when you came in on the aerial view, you saw that it was kind of split into two, with that mile-long bridge kind of spanning the gap. But the way the city works, like if the center was going to be there, it would be on this western bank that you're at. And one of the things you notice there, kind of building up, is a very large walled keep. The walls, you can't see the walls, but you can see the tip of the keep, just kind of hanging out right by the river. Which it seems impressive from what you can tell with this vantage point, which is kind of exciting. And Defect, you notice most of this. You get these vibes.
Mm-hmm.
You get things. You can hear a few like bells ringing occasionally that you identify as like dock sounds. So there's probably some form of a dock off in the distance as well, which at the mouth of the Divide River would make sense. you also notice that your group is also being noticed by people.
But that's typical.
It is. I mean, you all kind of stick out when you're together.
Yeah.
Especially you. You're used to people taking note of you when you are not wearing the hat of disguise. But there are a couple glances that are longer, and not all of them are from people who are dressed up like guards.
Okay.
So you get the sense that even though you like chose to like fly in to the city and not transform in the middle of everything, just your general being here has been noted.
I mean, that would have been super cool. I think majestic was the word I used.
Well,
just landed in the center of town.
Yes.
So, eventually, you come, following the directions, you come to what is obviously a temple. It's a stone and timber building. It's got a few, like, highlights in, like, either faux or potentially real platinum. Pardon me, it's hard to tell. But there is a big insignia of the Platinum Hope right over the door. In like blue and silver stained glass, kind of streaking through. And you're pretty sure that this is the Platinus Hearth. Entering in to the hearth, you see a clean, welcoming space with a wide open hall that could easily have many, many rows of seating, or has many, many rows of seating. Could probably fit a couple hundred people in here easy. And then there's like a raised altar or dais at the front. And you can see that there are a few people here. Some have, it looks to be like some might have come for like some sort of aid or healing, because there's a few people with like bandages on. There's a lot of construction going on, so probably not unheard of, at least from what you've seen of going into town. But that is what you all see when you first enter. You see about 3 people in here in kind of robes denoting them as members of the Order of the Platinum Hope.
Does anyone greet us upon entering?
Not specifically. All 3 individuals seem to be like tending to people at the moment, but there's nobody there barring your entry or anything.
I demand to speak with the manager. No. If there is someone that looks slightly less busy, because Buddha's polite to a fault sometimes.
Make a perception check. See if you can figure it out.
20 dirty.
Cool. So you see these 3 people you see. 2 of them are Dragonborn, and one of them is a halfling. You see this halfling man, he's got a little like goatee action going on, is busy wrapping a woman's arm with like a fresh bandage. You see this brass Dragonborn. She seems to be tending to a couple of children and talking to them about something. And then you see a red Dragonborn, and with a 20, you also see that on the red Dragonborn's shoulder is a very, very small, mini, like very tiny dragon with butterfly wings.
Oh.
And you notice that the red Dragonborn, his eyes are milky white.
What's wrong with your eyes, dude? I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I want to make friends, but I think that's a working dragon.
A what?
I mean, they're all working.
I'm confused.
Just for whom?
Did he seem less busy?
He's kind of like mixing something in a bowl off on the side there.
All right, I'm going to approach. As I get near, I'll say, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. My name is Spoot. I'm a traveler from out of town, and I'm looking for a priest of the Platinum Dragon, a high priest, to be specific.
It's Platinum Hope.
Platinum Hope, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So this individual turns, and you can see that he looks very young, like under 30. You'd probably say, like he's a very young male dragonborn. Kind of burnished bright red scales, those milky white eyes, and he's got this little red tiny dragon about the size of like a small cat, like on his shoulder, but instead of like dragon wings, it's got these like beautifully colored butterfly wings and like oranges and yellows. And he's wearing just a simple platinum band over his head, like over his or around his forehead or his crown or whatever you want to call the top of a head. But he turns and looks at you with those milky white eyes. He says, "Oh, well, welcome to the Temple of the Platinum Hope, the Platinus Hearth. I hope your journey has been fruitful and not too arduous. I do serve at the benevolence of the Platinum Hope. Is there something I could help you with? I apologize. We're a little short-staffed, and there was an accident a few days ago, so we're still tending to some of those who need aid and succor at the moment. But if I can help you, please let me know."
Why not? I'll let you mention it. No, I'm just kidding. Spoot will say, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear. I hope that everyone is okay and nothing is too serious."
Thankfully, by the Hope's guidance, there was no loss of life, which is good. Mostly some broken bones and the like, but we're handling it. Luckily, there are other temples who are also aiding, but we're doing what we can.
Oh, very good. Well, if I may impose, I am searching for one by the name of Sanjay.
Oh. And why are you looking for them?
I have a very important task that I would prefer, if possible, to speak privately about. But I'm told that the only one that can help us is a high priest of the Platinum Hope.
Oh, I see.
We're friends with Seda Malor.
Yes.
Oh.
Spoot does not like conversation.
Well,
Name drop, Spoot. That's how you get things done.
You see the little like red dragon thing looks down over at you, and then kind of like scans the whole party. Oh well, certainly such an eclectic group with Seda's name on their lips must have come quite a way from Fey Harbor.
Are there a lot of injured people in this room?
There's like 5 or 6, yeah.
Right. While they're having this conversation, Olive's going to cast Aura of Vitality and give some hit points to some random injured people.
That's helpful. It doesn't mend the broken bones and such, which is the real problem here, but people feel better about it.
It's just trying to, make us look nice.
Yeah, no, it's like people kind of feel a little better and start kind of chit-chatting.
So 10 random people here feel slightly better.
Yeah, that's great.
Everyone gets up and dances and they start a song.
That would seem like a nice thing to do if we were going to ask these people for favors.
I thought about it too, honestly. Sorry, real quick, now that we've interrupted your train of thought. do these milky white eyes remind me of the white eyes of a certain individual that I may have met in another city and had a religious conversation about things? That was me. That was my impression of Greg.
I don't know what you're asking me.
Have I seen anyone with eyes like this before, or is this a different kind of...
I mean,
Are
yeah.
they blind or celestial?
These are not like milky white glowing orbs. These are like clouded, covered eyes. So you're pretty sure this individual's blind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what I meant about the working dragon. It's a seeing eye dragon.
Gotcha. Well, so after looking at this and saying, "Oh, you're from Seda," well, there is a office past that vestibule. If you go wait there, I'll make sure that Sanjay comes and sees you as soon as they're available.
Oh, thank you so much. Just this over here?
Yes, and he turns his head and points kind of off to the side, right through there. He seems to know exactly where it is.
Okay. Well, wait, is it okay for all of us to wait, or should some of us...
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, make yourselves at home.
Thank you. Sorry, what was your name?
Don't worry. It'll be okay. There's nothing dangerous here, I promise you.
Insight check?
Oh my goodness.
Make an insight check.
Have I been talking to Sanjay this whole time? Is that what it is? Because I didn't ask his name. That would be hilarious. 25.
With a 25, you are 100% sure that this person not only means you no harm, there is nothing dangerous to you in this temple, but is also having fun with you because you get the sense that this is Sanjay.
I will wink at them. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll be right there.
Okay.
If I can say that with a slight tinge of knowingness.
Yeah, totally. He winks at you, which is kind of weird because he seems to be staring right at you as he does it, despite that he's obviously blind. And he goes back to mixing whatever's in his bowl. You all can head into that little office. There's a couple of chairs in there, and then one kind of behind a desk. And it's filled with not much, honestly. There's a few like ceremonial objet de ceremony kind of deals, like a censer and a brazier and various things like that. You can see like a couple of bundles of like sage and other such herby items, and some stoppered bottles, and a few books which appear on shelves or on the desk. And you're probably there for about 8 minutes or so, maybe 10, when the red dragonborn comes back in. And he says, sorry to keep you waiting, but as some of you may have guessed, we've been a little busy dealing with some folks. But what can I do for you? My name is Sanjay. And this is, of course, Promise. And you see the little dragon thing bow its head.
Okay, so do you talk to it? Or is it just like psychically linked to you? Or is it like the thing where you like have an animal that's not an animal, but like it is an animal, but it's a friend?
Oh no. Promise is quite real and quite a friend. She is from another realm and came to me at the behest of the Platinum Hope.
Huh. So it's not like familiar, that's the word.
Indeed not.
That's really cool. That's like a real friend. Neat.
Yes. She's quite a good friend and partner.
She's very pretty.
She is. She's young yet, and she'll continue to change color as she grows, but...
Ooh.
Or, well, at least ages.
Spoot's politely waiting not to interrupt anyone. So we're all going to die. No. Spoot will go into...
Yeah, he walks around the bench and the desk and sits down in his chair and looks right at you all. So, what can I help you with?
So we've gotten ourselves a little phylactery that may contain the soul of a Dracolich that we are trying to destroy forever. And it so happens that one of the very explicit instructions is to have a high priest of the Platinum Hope, and I'll go into the rest. You know how we've done the thing with the vial and the acid, and we dropped it in there, and then we got to do the thing, and they break it with the like blessed tools and all that.
I see. So you have these mithril tools, and you would like me to bless them for you?
Yeah, that's the long and short of it.
Well, I am certainly happy to help you in such an endeavor. It will be. It sounds like for what you need, it needs to actually be imbued with the divine's might or presence, which is a bit more of a lengthy process than a simple beneficent blessing.
And
let me guess, there's a cost.
Well, no. I have no desire to charge you for such an endeavor.
But your god would.
I think he just needs time, Grig.
Oh. What?
Imbuing divine powers or a divine presence or signature into mundane objects is quite time-consuming and difficult. It's not extensively costly in a material sense. Some herbs, some incense, but nothing too crazy.
No, but like, it's you like it costs something, right?
I've got some incense you could use.
Well, it costs my time.
And
my own energies and connection to the divine, of course, must be utilized for the process.
How much time are you needing?
It doesn't have to last permanently, just for about 2 weeks, you say? So...
we need to crack it in 8 days. I think we're down to 8 days.
I think so.
9 days, yes.
9 days. Okay.
9 days.
It's time.
Well,
9 days from now.
Right. So if the strength lasts for 14 days, that should cover it.
Yes, that should be adequate.
So then, it won't require a full month or a week or anything, but it will probably require 3 days of effort on my part. It's not a constant 3 days, you understand, but it is something I have to think about and work on for multiple hours in 3 days of succession. Which I'm happy to do, but it does mean that I cannot attend to other duties, and will have to rely on Billion and Enti to sort of tend to the day-to-day things.
Are those things that like we could help with, or do you need like actual like special priests to do them?
Well,
So
it's mostly doing house calls and tending to a few things. But if
it's not like I'll help you out by like chopping your firewood or something.
No, thank you. I'm actually quite good with firewood. It's a natural thing. No, but I mean, if you wanted to help, there is an errand that we have not been able to attend to.
If it's talking and being nice, I volunteer spoot. But this is the cost then, right?
Well, if you would be willing to do this, it would certainly put my mind at ease, because I was going to do this tomorrow, but I will apparently be blessing some tools instead.
You're just saying yes?
Yes.
Greg just looks at Defect.
Oliver's
Narrow
still
my
over here,
eyes.
like wiggling her fingers at the little dragon.
Well, if there's something we can do for you tomorrow, it is a small price to pay, figuratively speaking, Grig, for your services.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, by all means, please, if you have the tools with you now.
I really hope so, because we came all this way.
I think Grig has them.
Yes, you did pick them up in the Verdenton Glen. Chatty
Right.
was able to procure them for you.
Yeah, this heron doesn't involve going back to the pretentious causeway, does it? Because
Yeah, no, that would be bad. Yeah, I believe you that they're probably in the bag. I knew there was something I hadn't opened yet. ... says Amber.
Yeah, I think it is safe to say because,
I carry everything else.
yeah, and you had the vessel, and you picked up the vessel and you picked up the gold bowl and the tools at the same time in the last episode. So,
Yeah.
Here
you go.
Yes. So yeah, you produce those, and he kind of picks them up and like holds them in front of his face out a little bit, and it looks like he's looking at them. But you all notice that the little dragon Promise is actually looking at them as he kind of spins them, and he just kind of nods and puts each one down. He says, "Well, they seem to be very well made jeweler's set of tools." And being of mithril, it will aid in the process. So the more pure a metal, the easier it is. So items such as mithril or pure gold or silver or platinum tend to take divine energies much easier if you know what you're doing.
I don't think we're going to shape many jewels with anything made of solid gold, though. So
Probably not. But mithril
Gold's
is
really
incredibly light and extremely dense and hard. These were probably made hundreds, if not thousands, of years ago by a skilled craftsperson, potentially dwarvish in make, or maybe ancient elvish. It's hard to tell. But they're
They
definitely
didn't
old.
come cheap.
Oh, I can imagine. But just based on the material and the quantity of the material alone, they are quite impressive. I will definitely start working on these tomorrow. As you've agreed in exchange, there's a small group home for children known as Rima's House down off one of the smaller bridges. They've asked for some aid with kind of a vague problem. They haven't really said exactly what it is, and so we haven't viewed it as a high priority given the accident that occurred a few days ago in the construction areas. But as such, we've been unable to send anyone. I was going to go tomorrow, but this, I think, is a little more pressing. I would be very grateful if you would look into this.
Certainly. I'll go right now, I think.
but we
Nothing
can
else.
certainly find out what they need, and if it's within our power, we can hopefully help them. But depends what they need.
Of course.
That one knows how to talk to kids. He knows a lot of kids. Pointing at Nereus.
I was like, defect?
That's afraid too.
That surprises me.
Well,
But you know what?
Children are a bright light in all of our lives, so it's understandable that some would be well versed and acquainted with them. Do you have children?
No, just a lot of brothers and sisters.
Ah, I understand.
They're a bright light, and Nereus, like under his breath, is going to say, "and a pain in the ass."
And sometimes they burn
he
stuff
he
down.
chuckles along after you say that. He says, "Well, it is true that sometimes siblings can be trying."
You can say that again. Well, where's this?
It is true that sometimes. I'm just kidding.
Where's this orphanage?
Well, it's more of a group home than an actual orphanage, but it's off by one of the smaller bridges, and he gives you a series of directions.
Sure.
Which you're not really sure how far that might be from here, but he gives you them. It sounds like it's on the other side of the river.
Since it seems like we're gonna be here for a few days, can you recommend a good place to stay?
Oh, well, I'm not too versed in the tavernry, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't drink, so.
Sure.
And
But maybe you
I
might
don't
occasionally
go out
have,
to I don't go out to see many shows. So
But maybe you might have pilgrims or something occasionally that you might recommend a nice place to stay.
Occasionally a pilgrim or two will come by, and they might sleep in the rectory.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I just thought I'd ask in case you knew.
I mean, I know there are many, or at least a few in town. I'm just not familiar with them. I'm sorry.
I'm sure on the web you'll find some.
Yeah, I'm sure
absolutely.
we can find something. Just figured I'd ask in case you did have a favorite, but that's fine.
Yes. Well. Thank you for looking into Rima's for me, and I will get to work on these first thing in the morning. I do have a few things to finish up now, if you wouldn't mind. And he gestures towards the door.
We take ourselves out.
Yeah, he gets up and shows you out, and
Olive waggles her fingers at the little dragon again on the way out.
Yeah, it just looks at you. And you notice as he exit, it kind of leaps off his shoulder and kind of flutters around and just kind of keeps circling a little bit. But it doesn't seem to impact him in any way. He keeps walking. He even manages to avoid a small wooden toy that a child drops accidentally, and it bounces into his way, and he kind of hops over it.
Olive is totally distracted by this tiny dragon and probably trips over her own feet on the way out the door.
Yeah. But you can all exit without any issue, and you leave behind Sanjay, the High Priest of the Platinum Hope, and the rest of the Platinus Hearth and their doings. So, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What's on your priority list here?
Looking for Remus.
I suppose we head to the group home and kind of just also keep an eye out for taverns on the way.
Yeah, keep an eye out on our way to see if there's any place.
Cool.
Sure.
Hey guys, do you think I can get my own little dragon like that? I really want a little dragon.
There's you can wizards magic it. You make a little friend. I don't know if it can be a little dragon pixie thing.
I mean, I can get a familiar, but I've never seen one like that before.
Maybe you don't know.
Maybe Greg can teach you how to build a small companion.
Oh, I could try. Those wings are awfully curly. I have been working on the flower that the gnome made, but it's still a little. I don't know.
We haven't had a lot of time for hobbies, admittedly.
No, it's mostly been killing and dying.
Yeah.
So as you walk through the city, kind of following the directions, everyone go ahead and give me a perception check if you want to kind of get a scope out and see what kind of taverns you might find.
Oh, good. Olive has finally stopped looking at her feet. And just looking around.
The dragon has inspired you to look up.
So
well done, Defect.
Right?
Yeah,
Well, all of us except for
Be a damn.
Nereus, on the other hand.
Right?
Nereus,
Wow,
you
these
get
cobblestones.
distracted by something
A snail.
while you're looking around in your own thoughts. You keep thinking about like the last time you were here, and there was some place where you went, but you didn't go. Defect didn't let you. Maybe you can find it again.
Probably also a little worried about that strange figure we met last time.
Yeah, so that might be running through your head as well. However, Defect and
Yes.
you immediately like recognize the area that you're kind of passing through, and you know that there's that tavern that inn that you stayed at last time, the Howling Steep, which is not too far from where you are.
Perfect. I'll mention it to the group.
Sounds good, best friend.
Sure. Is it near here?
Oh, absolutely. It's this way. Then make a left, and then another left. Down the alley, make a right, and it's right there. Totally went through this place with Nereus.
Do
Cool.
they have any magic circles in their basement?
Oh,
That I don't recall, but
Stool is close enough.
Little throwback. Is it on? Do you happen to know where this children's home is, or should we ask for directions for that?
He gave us directions.
You gave us directions.
Oh, right. Sorry. The question I meant to ask was, based on those directions and the directions you just gave us, is one of them on the way to the other one?
Like it's a slight detour to get to the inn, but
We can go to the children's home first, right? Then circle back to the inn.
we might need alcohol first to deal with the children.
I don't have much experience.
based on the directions you've been given, you know that you would have to cross the river to get to the children's home, whereas the inn is on this side of the river.
I'm more than happy to go ahead of y'all to the children's home and figure out what I can figure out. If somebody wants to secure us some rooms for the night,
I think we should probably all go. It's still early, isn't it?
let's be careful around the children. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I met one kid that didn't suck, so maybe there is another one. No guarantees.
My brother's okay, I guess. Not that I know him very well. He probably won't live very long because our DM is evil. Just kidding.
I have done no harm to children.
Yet. Just kidding.
You
What
haven't
was the
brought
thing
them
that-
into battle, have you? So don't blame me.
That's a good point. There's a reason there are no children in GTA games. Okay, let's go to the children's home then.
All right. So you're all going to make your way across the bridge, which is quite an impressive thing, actually. This river is about a mile wide at its widest point down here. And you can hear it rushing under the bridge. It's very loud and very powerful as it empties out into Triangle Bay. And you can see from this massive arcing bridge construction crews moving inland, but you can also see like a small docks area that has been built with a couple of ships in it. And you just get the sense that to get this much water out, that river must be super, super deep right around here. So diving into it, falling into it, probably very treacherous. And as you walk by and you look out, you can see that there's a team of people working on driving a new pylon into the ground. And you can see that there are multiple magic users diverting water around the work area, like constantly, so as to secure the pylons into a base that has been made already.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you cross this bridge. There's people coming and going. There are a few carts coming and going. Make your way down to one of the smaller bridges, kind of like off of the main bridge, because there are little like it's a big estuary. So like there's parts where like smaller little rivers kind of like go around and then feed out into the bay, and just make little like mini islands, I guess, is the best way to describe it. And down kind of off the beaten path a bit, you find a small little house kind of tucked up, not next to the river itself, but kind of in the area of a small underside of a bridge. You see a little wooden constructed house. It seems like it's not overly large, but it does seem well maintained.
Well, I guess we should knock on the door.
Great. You knock on the door, and it opens, and I would like someone to roll a d8 for me.
I guess I did the knocking. I should do the rolling.
An
No,
eight?
Matt
Oh,
did
sorry.
it.
I was
That's okay.
I've missed 2 episodes. I felt like I should roll everything.
Go right ahead.
Great.
All group rolls.
So you open the door, and a halfling woman opens the door. She's wearing like a shawl. She seems to be a little bit older, like maybe a middle-aged halfling woman. Little belly, kind of like tan skin, and like one of those like shawls, right? Like one of those things. Little frills.
Yeah.
And kind of a floral pattern on it. And so she looks up to you. She's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
Hi, yes, I'm Spoot. I'm from out of town visiting, but I was sent here at the request of Sanjay from the Temple of Platinum Hope. I hear that you might need some help. I've promised him a favor. And I'm here to see if I can give you any assistance.
Oh, yes, of course. It's such a relief. Do please come in. Come in. My name is Rima. So come on in. And you see, as she opens the door, there's a short little human boy, probably about 3 years old, kind of like hugging her legs. Comes up to about her waist. Please come on in. Oh, there's quite a few of you. Hello, I'm Rima.
Hey, Greg.
Theory.
Oh, hi, I'm Olive.
Effect.
Well, nice to meet you all. And she kind of like stares at Defect for a little bit, and then looks over to Spoot. He's not gonna break anything or take anything apart, right?
No.
Unless it
Looks-
like fixes your problem.
Yeah, unless you ask him to. I mean,
Okay, I just need to make sure. I have children in the house because
oh
he's
no,
got a big axe.
Yeah.
I forgot about the big axe. We
As-
can place it
Sometimes the
outside if
problems
you'd
we
like.
have
No,
to solve
as-
involve big axes.
Yeah, as long as the children
Hopefully
don't
not
run
here.
around me.
I mean, yes, for safety's sake, we'll keep an eye out for the children and maybe put the axe above his head. It's quite tall.
Indeed. Yes, he may have to duck in a few places. But come on in. Take a seat around the table.
Who did you bring to the children's home? Oh, this giant with an
Yes.
axe.
Love
he no
sharp
longer has a
objects.
greatsword too.
Come on.
This house is cozy, but kind of like a controlled chaos. Like there are small piles of like stuff where like it's obviously like been mostly cleaned, but just hasn't gotten to that part yet. And it seems to be like it's not quite small enough to be built for a halfling, but it's not quite large enough where like a human obviously built it. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. So it's kind of a weird juxtaposition. But the little human boy kind of like tags along with her. And as you enter, you see two other children. You see a elven descended female and a orcish descended female, like on a rug, like playing with some colored sticks and like maybe drawing on like a piece of wood, like a really pale piece of wood. And she looks down at them and she says, Sira, Mawu, these are some friends. They're gonna have a little discussion with me. So behave. We're going to go into the dining room. And they don't say anything. They just kind of look up and then look back to what they're doing. And keep on keeping on. So she shows you into the dining room, which is really just the kitchen. It's got a fairly large table. This table brings back quite a few memories. It's very similar to how yours used to be before, like, it was added on to multiple times as your family grew. But she sits down and invites you all to do the same. Well, thank you all for coming. I felt a little silly asking the Platinum Hope, or the Church of the Platinum Hope, to take an interest, but I just can't seem to figure out what's going on. I've been looking after these children for quite a few years, and they've grown up, some of them, and that's okay. That's what they're supposed to do, and we've had a few new additions along the way. But there's something wrong with Tessa. She's been acting very strange lately. She was the most talkative, jovial young girl, very happy-go-lucky, very helpful around the house. She turned 16 a few months ago, so I don't know if that's anything, but...
That's the problem. All right, we're going to leave now. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I know that children go through some changes as they mature, and that's okay. But, well, she's just been doing strange things. She's been making these weird... When I've asked her questions or others have talked to her, she, instead of words, she just kind of makes kind of gurgling, watery noises at us.
Oh.
And not all the time, but sometimes. And she's reportedly been seen multiple times down by the banks of the river. And I've told her not to go near the river because it's very dangerous when you get down that close to the banks. So she's never gone down there before. It's not like she's got a habit of doing this. So it's a new thing, and I've warned her about it. And she just keeps coming home like the edges of her dress are dirty with mud, and her boots are muddy, and she's been almost near soaked sometimes. But yet she claims she has not been in the water. And I don't want to accuse her of lying, but obviously something is going on. But I can't leave all the others. I have other young children to look after. So I was hoping that someone from the Platinum Hope could talk to her and find out what's going on.
Yes, we can certainly talk to her. Is she here now?
No, she's gone off again.
How long has she been gone?
A few hours. Normally I don't worry about such things, but given her recent behavior...
Well, if you point us in the direction of where you think she might have gone, we'll certainly go look for her. Can you describe her appearance for us?
Yes. She's a human, She's about this much taller than me, probably about 4'9" or 5 feet tall, maybe. She's still growing. But she has dark hair and kind of light tan skin, I suppose, sort of a chestnut brown, maybe. I don't know. Very lovely crystal blue eyes, like a deep sea sapphire, kind of.
What was she wearing when she left?
Well, she was wearing a brown dress and a blue vest.
Brown dress, blue vest. Okay.
Yes. I'm not sure exactly where she would be. Luke might know. Luke! And a older human boy comes in with a couple of smaller halflings who look identical trailing behind him. This human boy seems to be about 16 years old himself. Yeah? What's up, Rima? These people are here to help with Tessa to see what's going on. I was wondering if you might know where she was running off to. Well, I don't know exactly. Like, she doesn't, tell me. But she, what? Oh, but she, yeah, she's down by one of the main bridges, I think. Doing something. Luke? Well, I don't know. I'm not her keeper, okay? I don't track my sister.
If it helps you to know, we're just concerned that she could get hurt. Just hoping to talk to her.
Sometimes this guy talks in weird gurgles too, so maybe they can.
There's all the people with all these weird weapons on them.
Yeah,
this is a good point.
Do you want to check it out? See, well, look, I made this one.
I think we'll.
He shows some interest in looking at it. What are you showing him?
I'm gonna show him my spoon with all the carvings. That's my arcane firearm.
Okay, good, a blunt one.
See, no, wait, I don't have a spoon. Screwdriver? My artificers. I'm so sorry. I think it's
I'm like, the spoon is new.
Yeah, where did the screwdriver, right?
Spoon.
But I like the
You
direction
have
it
the
took.
screwdriver.
Yeah. This is a spoon. No one knows I have this.
Just kidding. No, it's the handle of my hammer, the jeweler's hammer.
Okay.
For all of the arcane firearmy things.
Yeah, he looks at it and is like, okay, I mean, it's a nice little hammer, I guess.
Okay, take me to a field where things can burn safely.
Maybe after we find Tessa.
Maybe not. Maybe not in town, Greg.
I said a field where things can burn safely. That's right?
No, that was the right. Yeah, that was the right direction.
What do you?
I'd rather you don't take my children to bonfires in the middle of.
No, it's not a bonfire. I was just trying to show them I got good aim. It launches fireballs.
I'm sure you do, but I'd rather not have the kids exposed to such things.
How about we just go start looking for Tessa?
We'll look for Tessa. We'll be careful and yes. Can you point us in the right direction of what probably water, riverbank that she might have gone to?
Do you have that spell you can spy on people with?
Well, when you put it like that.
Well,
but yes,
It's magic. We can use it to help find Tessa.
This is true.
Well, very well, but I'd like to try to respect her privacy if I can.
Likewise, it might not help be a good first impression if we
If we
let's
rest a
go
little
looking,
while,
and you could just start aquaing.
if we rest a little while, I could perhaps be something less intimidating than a 6-foot-tall orc to talk to her.
Well, we could also maybe put the axes and things away when we find Tessa.
What? No,
know.
those are these are cool things. Kids like these.
Kids love sharp objects. That makes me cool by association.
The two little halfling boys look at each other and then look at you and say, "Yeah, we love sharp objects. Let's see the axe. Let's see the axe."
We'll be going now. Let's go find Tessa. Spook's just like
you just hear Rima turn around and go shush, and they quiet right back down.
I'm sorry, Rima, but we'll see what we can find out. What time is it right now? Actually, it's like midday.
Yeah, it's midday.
All right, let's go.
Rima thanks you and shows you out.
We're just making friends everywhere, aren't we?
I mean, yes, those kids were super enthusiastic.
And we left, and they had all their fingers still.
Well, as we're walking out the door, Spook will say, "Well, you tell you what, when this is all solved, you can let them know that they got to meet the Misfits, and I'm sure that one day they'll hear the stories about us.
We're really famous."
All right,
There's stories of us somewhere. Probably not good.
Cool.
Spook's gonna look for the path to the nearest path to water, because that's where she said she was, right? She hangs out under
the bridge.
Under the
with
bridge.
The troll.
Yeah.
With the troll. Did I miss a part? Was I?
You were given like a vague kind of like under something towards the main bridge kind of vibe.
She was last seen eating chili peppers. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Yeah. What's the nearest bridge? Is there one visible from here?
There's a couple.
And we crossed one to get here.
Great. This should be easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So you can make a perception, investigation, survival even. They might give you different things.
Can I do all of that?
Everyone could do one of those things.
I'll do survival. Wait, actually, question for
Yeah.
the party. This might be metagaming, but Spoot knows you do pretty good survival checks, Olive.
Not this week, we don't.
Well, you just luck your turn, and I think I've been doing since Adis has left us. I now have the perception checks that are slightly higher. Is that right?
I think so.
And that would make Grig the intelligence checker.
Yeah.
Great.
It's the only thing I have to offer.
And the last two, y'all can do whatever you want.
I'm going to think, what's the easiest bridge to get to here? And on our walk, I might ask somebody, hey, and which ones of these bridges would be like a good spot for an illicit dip?
Oh, you were not kidding there, Olive.
No.
But Nereus came on.
Olive doesn't do cities, really.
Oh, that's a good point.
Olive cannot survive in the city.
No.
All right. So between asking around and Nereus and Spoot finding a couple of tracks, a few people giving you directions, or like, oh yeah, I saw her. Like, I know Tessa. She's down by there. She's not going in the water though. She's a smart kid. And Spoot just eventually like finding a track of a young woman's shoe. And Nereus,
an unusual occurrence here.
and Nereus actually finding like Spoot finds it like towards this like bevy of rocks, but Nereus is able to figure out where she went after that. And you all kind of like climb up over these rocks that have all been piled towards the base of one of the main bridges here. It's a larger bridge. And as you all climb up, you all notice a couple of things. One is it's the underside of a bridge, like it's a huge bridge. But you also see a young-looking human girl sitting on one of the rocks, kind of just chatting to an individual that is standing on the very fast-moving water.
Standing atop it.
Yep. like the water is rushing under their feet. It seems to be a very like attractive, strangely beautiful, aquatic-looking humanoid. And she's probably like a few hundred feet away at this point as you climb over these rocks.
Are we too far away for me to tell if it's like one of the Ganassi?
You can try to figure that out. Go ahead and make an intelligence check. I mean, it's definitely something. It does seem to be quite large. Like it towers over the child.
Does it look like an elemental? Olive's been a water elemental.
It's hard to tell. Like there's something familiar about it, yeah. But you can also see that like the girl is laughing and the figure is like doing like making the water like come up and take shapes. Like you've used control water in the past to like do things, and it seems to be a similar sort of idea. But the figure is like staying like on the water. It's not like approaching the child or anything.
Please step away from the child.
Do the talking.
So Spoot will approach.
In the bubbles.
Spoot will put his weapon down and approach.
Yeah, it's hard going because like it's all like rocks that are stacked on top of each other. Like if you've ever been to like a beach where like they pulled all the rocks out. So it's a little difficult like climbing over things. So you're not making.
You mean shitty beaches like in New England?
Sure.
But they're not really beaches. They're just rocks that are almost in the water.
Rock beach.
Yeah.
They make little jetties out of them, and it's a breakwater.
Sure. Tell yourself whatever it needs.
Someone's salty because he's just been to Maine.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's beautiful. If you go to sleep at 8. I will do my best to approach. We have since long rested, but I did not think I'd be water walking today, so I didn't prepare that, sadly. So I'll try not to get too close to the water. And as I get near enough, I mean, can I just get whatever happens first, I guess? Can I get close enough to maybe see what this thing is, if I can identify it? Or I may just call out gently to Tessa to see if that's...
Yeah, well, it's also very loud here. Like, the river rushing is loud.
Very good.
Is this bridge under construction, or is it, like...
There's no immediate construction in the area.
Okay.
But it's just the sound of rushing water is loud here. And it's echoed by the,
Sure.
bridge.
But it's water loud. It's not, like, hammering loud.
Correct.
Okay.
But indeed, you do see the figure like turns towards you as it notices your approach, Spoot, as you're about 100 feet off.
I will try to give it a wave like as friendly as possible.
Yeah. Looking at the face, it is like strangely aquatically beautiful, but it is not made of water.
I suddenly lost sound? ?
We can hear you.
You still there? Oh, Spoot. Oh dear, what happened to Spoot?
Now you're back.
Okay, great.
Yay.
Wonderful. The face is like aquatically beautiful. Like it's got like coral like embellishments and like big finned ears and almost like a Piscean kind of facial structure in a weird way. But it's not made of water. Like it is flesh.
It was in that moment Spoot found his one true love and abandoned his quest.
And as you get within 100 feet, Spoot, you see that it's not on legs. like its upper body is flesh and or seems to be flesh, but is the lower body is just a spinning like column of water.
Oh,
Having grown up in a port town, have I ever heard of anything like this?
Well, you're a bit back, so you don't notice this yet.
Oh, I thought, okay.
I don't think we're all advancing on this poor teenage girl.
Yeah, as in an attempt to look less hostile, Spoot has suggested that he walk, or actually Greg insisted that he walk.
Go talk
Walk
water
outside.
bits.
Yeah, I mean, so Spoot
How far back are we dating?
sounds kind of like that actually when I talk like Aquan.
How far back are we staying?
I guess that's up to you technically. I'm not looking back.
Yeah. So, Spoot, you foresaw this thing about 200 feet away, and so Spoot began climbing in that direction. You can stay 200 feet away. You can have moved up with Spoot.
I would kind of keep up with Boot just to keep him within range.
Okay, sure.
Just you're like staggered behind me.
I'm just gonna wave.
Yeah.
Just like I don't want you to be out of bell range. You'd be.
That's fair.
So
That's
Spoot
fair.
and Nereus are up in the front. Is everybody else also going together, or are you keeping distance?
I'll keep my distance a little bit.
I think Olive will be like not up with Spoot, but like not all the way back, like following behind, like she's not gonna go out on the rock jetty, but she's gonna like go to the part of it that's near the land.
Yeah, if you're close enough for us to like still see you and maybe talk to you, I know I'll probably be yelling, but I think keeping like not too close, so we're not all five of us coming up might be a
Greg
good
touches
idea.
your ear and messages, says, "Hey, can you hear me now?"
I can hear you now.
You also, Greg, with the crown, you have telepathic arms.
Oh, you could connect us all, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Good. Oh wow, that's
Now
a
might
thing
maybe
that I
a
have.
good, yeah. Now might be a good time for that, and then Nereus and I can just go up and, I'll go up and do the talking.
If you wanted to have done that, you could have done that when you were all still back at the 200-foot mark.
Oh, fair enough. So as Spook gets close,
As you get close,
you first, I think, is what this sounds like.
okay, yeah, no. As you get close, you see the face turn to you and look to the girl who, as you're getting closer now, you're pretty sure it's this Tessa girl, based on the description. And then the girl kind of looks over, and then looks back to the figure and shakes her head in a negatory fashion.
Spoot will call out in Aquan and say, "She doesn't know me. My name is Spoot. I have come to check on her at the request of Reyna, just to make sure that she is safe. This is Tessa, I presume? I would say out loud in common."
Okay. So the figure looks to the girl, and she kind of looks at the figure and then nervously back to you and kind of shrugs. And and you can see the figure like does say something to her, and make an insight check, Spoot.
Weird. Oh, man. The one
Yeah,
time.
you're not quite sure what her reaction is, but it looks like she kind of mumbles a response.
Spoot will say to Nereus, either telepathically or if he happens to be standing on out of my heels, that like maybe hang back just in case. I will say again in Aquan that like, I'm sorry, there are 5 of us. I don't mean to seem aggressive. I just wanted to come out where I could speak and make sure that this was Tessa and that she was safe.
So
May
you
I
you
approach
probably closed about like to make like the 75-foot mark by this time, because it is like tough going.
Okay.
Just
Whatever
based on all the
makes
rocks.
me
Yeah.
within scale range of this creature. Sure. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But it kind of looks at you and looks at the girl and kind of makes a motion to the river while being in communication with the girl. And she kind of stands up on the rock and looks back to you and then like looks to the figure and nods. And you see the creature bows to her. And then you see the water kind of form like a big, like an ice cream scoop shape. And then like little steps appear in the water. And she climbs the water steps into the scoop, which then becomes a bubble. And both the girl in the bubble and the figure disappear below the waves of the river.
Well, that's not exactly how I wanted this to go down.
And that's where we're going to take a little short bio break. To give you all a chance to figure out what you're going to do. And
Spook message is great. Bring around the submarine. Quick.
Right?
yeah, just pull it out of dry dock.
I think I have.
It's in the just the other thing
I have
we
5
used.
potions of water breathing, unless my inventory is awful.
You
I
might.
have at least one.
We're going to take a quick short rest, a short 5 minutes, and we'll be back, and you can all decide what you're going to do with this
Gonna
water
come for you.
development. So
We're
we'll
gonna come for you.
be right back in 5 minutes. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. We'll see you in a moment. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for sticking with us as we took a little bio break there. Welcome back to Nuuli Forged, where our heroes have tracked down the location of the young girl known as Tessa, and Spoot and Nereus saw her step into they all saw her talking to this strange aquatic sort of individual, and then Spoot and Nereus watched as she stepped into a bubble, essentially, and disappear beneath the waves with this person. So we come back into it with Nereus and Spoot about 75 feet away, having seen that just happen.
Spoot says to the group, I think I'm going in. It gets close to the edge of the water.
Okay.
You want me to go in with you?
We'll come too.
Do I have any rope left? Yeah, I've got some on my bag. Let's look at my inventory.
I got these potions.
If we had short rested, I could have become something useful, but
it's only 50 feet of rope. That's not nearly enough. But yeah, I'm gonna hand the rope to Nereus, and I'm gonna say, y'all wait here, and I'm gonna try to jump in the water and not hit rocks.
Yeah, like the rocks have been pulled out to allow quicker current to go through here.
Oh, this is probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. So you jump in, sploosh, without injury, but I need you to make a strength check for me, as the current is so strong here. With a 10, Spoot, you jump in and you are whisked 50 feet downstream. Almost
Great.
immediately.
Can I try to stick to the riverbank?
Yeah, go ahead. Make a dexterity check as to like reach out and like grab onto a rock here.
This is going to go terribly. If nothing else, as I'm being pummeled around into the rocks and stuff, I would like to get my head underwater for a second and see if I can see where that bubble went.
Yes.
But I think I've very quickly learned this is a bad idea, and I'm going to try to get out as soon as possible. Oh boy.
So you can't quite manage to get a hold of a rock. You're just moving too quickly. So you're 50 feet downstream. You stick your head under. Go ahead, make a perception check.
Did you give Nereus all the rope, or did you just give him the end of the rope?
No, it's not near enough. I mean, if I had tied it around me, it would have probably pulled him in. So,
that was.
I just gave him the rope in case he got to a point where he could cast a line. He'll figure it out.
Just handed him a.
So with a natural 20, Spoot, with a natural 20, you stick your head under, and you do see, kind of disappearing into the darkness. Like this river is deep here, which you had kind of suspected earlier, but you do see that like sphere, which once it's underwater, like you can't like see the water anymore necessarily, but you see the movement of it as it holds this small humanoid girl kind of descending deeper alongside this figure that was there. It seems to be having much fewer difficulties dealing with the water around it, if any.
Yeah, you don't say.
But it's going deeper, and like it soon like fades into darkness as it goes deep enough.
I didn't prep control water either. I did not really anticipate water today, apparently.
You are water. Well.
So Spoot, you see this, you get thrown back 50 feet. How long is the rope that you gave Nereus?
50 feet, so I'm at the end of my rope.
Nereus, make a strength check.
Well, no, I mean, probably foolishly didn't tie it on before I handed it to him, so it could be possible that I let go if I think I'm going to pull Nereus in. I don't want to pull Nereus in.
We're gonna see what happens here.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Nereus, you are able to hold
minus
fast.
one.
You are able to hold fast to the rope and stop Spoot from keeping traveling as Spoot holds on to the other end. It's like taut like a fishing line, like you got a big old turtle on the end of that line, but it holds and you are stationary for the moment.
What a bam! Yeah, but telepathically, I say, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here now. If anyone can
Olive
come to
will,
my aid.
when she catches up to Nereus, help him hold onto the rope.
Sure.
Yeah, I will help too.
Yeah, Olive was closer.
Yeah. Once you all kind of get there, you're able to assist Nereus and kind of pull Spoot up, or at least close enough back to the land where he can grab a hold of a rock safely and clamber back up.
Oh, geez, that was close. I'm so sorry. Well, they're gone. They went straight down to the bottom of the river, and this river is deep.
How deep can a river be?
I don't know, but this section's pretty deep because it got dark enough I couldn't see. And I see pretty well underwater.
How's everybody's energy level?
One more time?
I said, how's everybody's energy doing? How is
Energy
aside
pretty
from
good,
Olive?
but yeah.
Well,
Are we thinking about all jumping in?
Is that the air? We could do that.
do we want to wait an hour? Is the question. I could maybe skip that for Olive.
But I don't know where they'd be in an hour.
Right. The current here is pretty strong, though. I'm not sure that all of us getting in the water is a
No, but you turn into a water elemental.
in an hour I can, yeah.
Do we want to wait an hour, or do we only want to wait 10 minutes?
I do hesitate for us all to wait here together. I'm afraid that might could spook them.
No, we've learned about waiting. If you wait too long, you lose the opportunity.
Mhm.
I can do my aquatic adaptation, and then the rest of you can drink these potions.
I haven't potion
I
as
don't-
well, but that's not
I
going to do us any good if we're being swept downstream.
Yeah, Jared, looking at the water, does it look like any of us can keep up in this water?
It looks like at the top, the current is very quick. Like, Spoot got dragged 50 feet easily.
Mike could get underneath it and get out of the...
It is possible. There's less of a current the deeper you go.
But it's hard to get past that.
I am going to... I'm going
Also, I was
to...
ask, I
Sorry.
was going to ask, would my weight also be a fact? Like, I know I'm a big, tall, heavy guy. Would the current be strong enough to carry me downstream as well? Just looking at it.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, like you act like a humanoid, like you're buoyant. So,
I'll
Yeah.
just stick her head in the water and see if there's anything in there she can talk to.
make a perception check at disadvantage because the water is like rushing into your eyes.
I don't know how you... Oh, no.
With a 6, unfortunately,
Well.
you can't see anything.
Can you speak to Plankton?
I can speak to animals. I don't think plankton counts as an animal. But
I mean,
I was
did
hoping for
Spoot-
something like, a crab or a fish or something, but no.
Did Spoot see anything when he dipped his head on? I know I was looking for something different, but
You were looking for a very specific thing, so you didn't notice anything else.
So what do you got, Nereus?
We can't wait an hour. Or we could just wait here and maybe hope that they come back up here.
she'll come
I-
home.
They'll come back up here.
I am going to use my spot manipulator, and I'm going to cast Catnap.
And you're going to cast what?
Catnap.
Oh,
Nap.
I'm going to knock Olive out, I'm going to knock Greg out, and then I'm going to knock him out.
Wait, what? Why am I?
cool.
And we all sleep for 10 minutes, and then we gain the benefits of a short rest.
That's kind of cool.
I just figured out I had that spell.
That's
Where's
cool.
the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, I feel refreshed. Shall we go swimming?
Yeah. So 10 minutes. So Nereus just knocks out Greg and Amber, or Greg and Olive, and the three of them are just unconscious for 10 minutes as Defect and Spoot. What are you doing?
Well, this came out of nowhere, right? So...
Yeah, you've never seen Nereus do this before.
So we're not. We have questions.
The succession is Olive falls asleep, and then Greg is in the middle of talking and just passes out, and then Nereus just crumples to the ground.
Wait, so no one else is conscious except for the three of us? Two of us?
Correct.
Yeah, two of us.
The other three are asleep. All you know is Nereus cast a spell, and they're asleep.
What?
Probably snoring.
Insight check?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
With a 28 Spoot, you don't think Nereus did anything hurtful. Like, it's probably trying to be helpful. But he didn't really explain what he was going to do either.
Is he possessed? Is this affecting more than just Tessa?
No, like, he seemed perfectly in control and knew what he was doing. You did see him do that weird thing where, like, he pulls into his magic, like, in a way that you don't. And, like, he goes, like, inside himself and, like, pulls some random shit out. And this is some random shit that's been pulled out of him.
Arcana check?
Yeah.
Word.
Make an Arcana check.
I'm gonna do my little thingy to add +5.
Okay. It's definitely a spell. You don't know the spell at all. You've never seen the spell before. But you don't get the sense that it's hurtful to your friends.
No idea what's going on, Defect, but Nereus is prone to some brash actions, and I suppose he thought he was doing some good. I've never seen anything like this. I think the best we can hope for is to roll their bodies into the sea and just move on with our life.
There you go.
No, to stand guard over their bodies and keep them from, I don't know, until they wake up. Medicine check?
Yeah.
All the checks? Can I just go down the list? Acrobatics check? I'm going to start doing backflips so I can think.
Well, like, it takes you a couple minutes to, like, sort of figure out that, like, nothing hurtful is going on.
They're breathing, they're conscious, right? That's what I'm checking, I guess, with the medicine check.
Yeah, like...
is in perfect health.
Yeah, they're perfectly unharmed. They're just asleep.
So I can tell that they're asleep. All right.
Yeah.
I'll at least tell Defect that. They're sleeping. Do you want to take a nap?
I don't nap.
I know.
You want to take a nap?
No. I'm just confused. So I'll tell you.
Do you want to tell me a deep, dark secret?
I killed a man, Defect.
We know, we watched you.
How did it make you feel?
Wait, what did Defect say?
How did it make you feel?
That's the secret. And then you notice there's notches on the side of his shell that you've never seen before.
Ooh, zing zang.
Just kidding. I was thinking about Spoot's secret, but I haven't thought of it yet. So I'm good. Anyway, so Spoot will tell Defect. So before this happened, I'm not entirely sure what his plan was, but I'm nervous about spooking them with whatever this is and Tessa. I don't know if you got a good look at it, but I've never seen anything like it before. It was humanoid on the top, and I think, Jared, you said it had some almost like fish-like qualities on the top too?
Yeah, it was like this weird fishy humanoid looking individual.
But the bottom was just like a little spiral of water. It didn't seem like it had a physical bottom half. And I couldn't tell if it doesn't look like the creature means to us any harm, but I don't know what it's capable of. I certainly don't want to come off as aggressive to this creature. So I'm thinking that it's possible Tessa may just return home like she normally does, unless we've already messed that up.
Effect ponders on this.
This is when all your friends wake up after 10 minutes pass and Defect is pondering.
I need everyone
you
to
just
just
do?
remain quiet. Defect is pondering.
I'm still
I feel
thinking.
refreshed.
Go back to sleep.
I need a reboot. Oh no, Defect froze.
Defect.exe stopped working.
Yeah.
Defect's
That
eyes are
task.
blue. That's weird. What happens when his eyes are blue?
Force quit the task.
The
You know,
blue
no,
eyes of
because
death.
I was going to say that, Tessa being a teenager, may not see to reason when we try to explain to her that this is something's off, something's not right. You shouldn't be seeing this water elemental thing. But Defect wouldn't know that. So that's why I was thinking about, like, how else would I approach this? But I got nothing.
I know we are not fond of waiting, but I feared making it worse. She is a teenager. I don't know much about them myself, but they do tend to be rebellious, I think. So I don't think she's just going to come home because we ask her to. And I'm not really sure what we're going up against down there. I don't really want to start a war with a whole people of underwater beings.
Maybe we can send the water elemental down, who blends in with water, to go look for them, or at least scout out how things are down there.
Is
I
that...
have to stop Nereus, though, and be like, by the way, what was all this?
Yes, please say something.
Why did I just
next
fall
time?
asleep?
We all took a nap.
Well, not all
That's
of
not
us.
a nap.
Right.
Well, I figured it'd be hard to sleep
Oh,
if it was
this is
awake,
like
so I'm
that
not
thing.
Greg up now.
Huh?
I feel very refreshed.
I thought we wouldn't be able to nap with Greg, so I knocked Greg out too.
No, yeah, I probably that's fair because I probably would have woken you up. But I know this one. I've been thinking about trying it.
What is it?
It's great. It's catnap. Hold on, like
What's
I
a
feel very
catnap?
refreshed. Who wants to
No,
go
like I
swimming?
could just knock you out, and that way you like get to be rested, but it goes faster instead of us wasting time. I read about it once. Never seen
I
it
think
used.
this is fantastic, and I'm really excited about it, and I want to know why we haven't done this before.
I mean, I didn't read about it, but I like saw it. Well, I couldn't do it, and then sometimes there's other things I have to be ready to do, like not like make people not dead.
What? Yes. I don't disagree with the idea of a water elemental going down to spy, as long as we stay in contact with Craig's ability.
No, I'll do that thing. This thing. I haven't tried it yet.
What thing?
The thing. I'm wearing this thing. Points at the
Let's
blue.
try the thing.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
it
gonna try this
also-
thing.
Does it also do translations? Because otherwise, as the water elemental, I can only speak to Spoot.
No, but that's fine.
no, it's telepathic bond. You don't need to share language.
But
Totally.
Olive's not going to understand any of the beings down there.
You don't.
If they're speaking Aquan, it won't. Olive won't
No.
know what's being said.
As a water elemental, Olive speaks Aquan.
Oh,
only
that's
Aquan.
right. Oh, okay. For some reason, I didn't think it could speak, but that would make sense.
The
That's fine.
water elemental understands and speaks Aquan. Anything else she can be that swims doesn't have any language.
Gotcha. Whatever we decide, be careful. I think we should leave the area so it doesn't look like the four of us are waiting up here. But like not too far away, that if we need to come back for Olive, we can.
It's big as nap and get it over with.
Okay, best of luck. You know what?
Right.
Just in case you need to do any sort of checks on your way into the water, Spoot's going to pat you in the back and give you some guidance.
Great. So for the next minute.
As you dive, it's enough time to dive. I got swept away when I dove in, I'm just saying.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
All right, Olive is becoming a water elemental and getting in the water. And
Great.
following the vague directions from Spoot of down.
Down somewhere between here and 50 feet from here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Make a strength check. As a water elemental, you have a swim speed.
I do, of 90 feet.
Yeah. So you don't need to make any checks in this form.
Great.
It seems to be. It's going at like 50 feet, or whatever 50 feet over 6 seconds is. Whatever that speed is.
50 feet. No, wait.
Sure.
It's quite fast, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
8 feet a second.
It's going faster than that.
8.33 repeating feet a second.
Well, no, like I'm trying to think about how like you dove in, failed your check, and immediately got swept back 50 feet. So it wasn't like a full round; it was just quick.
Right.
Anyway, it's very quick down here.
It's super.
But you are
currency.
you are currently a being made of water.
Mhm.
You are able to ignore the rushing water around you in this form, and you swim on down. Go ahead, make a perception check.
Perception is a wisdom.
Yes.
So it's Olive perception.
Yes, it is Olive's perception.
15.
Cool. Do water elementals have dark vision?
Yes.
Great. So yeah, you swim down for a while, or at least for it takes you a bit to get to the bottom. Eventually, you do, and you don't see a sign of anything at the bottom here. You do notice that it is much less currenty here. Like probably after you got down about 30, 40 feet, the current kind of eased off. And you might be about 90 feet deep, maybe between 90 and 150 feet deep at this point.
Great. I don't see anything.
Not in this immediate vicinity.
I'm going to swim upstream
Great.
and keep looking.
Yeah, keeping an eye out for a few minutes as you kind of move upstream. You eventually do see kind of a large, like 10-foot wide kind of cave, but it's kind of been reinforced with like blocks of coral that you don't really know where they came from.
Right. Is this? I mean, fresh or salt water?
Well, this is river water, so this is fresh water. So, which is why the coral is kind of weird, because...
Right. I wasn't sure if it was a estuary or not.
Well, technically, yes, it's an estuary, but the current is
It's
so fast that it's just fresh water.
Great. I will swim closer to it.
Yeah, it appears as though this portal or entryway has had like work done on it. Like it's been refined and shaped with these blocks of coral and blocks of other like water rocks, like that have like the occasional fleck of something in it. Like there's not really light down here, but the kind of like ambient light that's kind of shining down that you can see is like kind of glinting off of stuff, but it's still dark down here. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure. Can I peek inside?
Yeah.
I look down at myself. How visible am I in this water? Like, how visible is this water elemental? Like, am I a discrete shape, or do I just kind of blend in?
You are a discrete shape as a water elemental. Unless there's anything in the stat block that says you're invisible in water.
I am not.
Yeah. So
I didn't think I was invisible. I was just wondering, like, do I look like do I look like a whale, or do I look like a shape of water?
No, you look like a vaguely orcish shaped water form.
Okay.
Like you're a big old water creature at the moment, so. You know.
I want to swim up to that little grotto thing and see if I can peek inside.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Still 15.
Very cool. So
consistent.
Peeking inside, you just see like a stone, like a stone path that's kind of been laid up to some like big seashells with like more coral in it. The interior is lit in some fashion, like it's got like I don't know, maybe there's phosphor and algae or something in there, but there's a dim light down underneath inside the room, and you can see it like sparkling off of like various pieces of rock or whatever. It looks like there's some columns, like maybe this is a sunken ruin that's kind of been fixed up because it is clean. You see a couple like old suits of armor just like standing there, like inside the room. They've been like it like they were placed there. It looks like they're kind of like leaning against these pillars.
So it's like it's a building. It's not like a.
Yeah. Like it's like either this is a ruin that sank and got like swallowed by rock and is now embedded in, or something similar.
Has been disguised by all this coral that doesn't belong here.
Yeah. There's certainly some kind of like large like statues or something like in the far side. You can't really make it out. It's a little bit past your vision. But you think you do see just on the very edge of your vision, a swirling bit of water that's like moving in kind of a circular motion.
Am I up against the coral at this point?
Yeah, you've got your head like peeking around the corner.
Is the coral alive, or is it just like the white skeleton of the coral?
It is brightly colored.
What? I'm gonna go in.
All right. You head on in, which is great.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right. You head in and you get about halfway into the room. By the time you're like 15 feet into the room, you see the girl in the bubble, kind of like looking at all the pretty coral on the far side of the room, and up on like this seashell steps, like massive steps shaped like seashells, on like an open clam throne, you see this large form that
Olive would stop as soon as she could see them. Like she's not going up to them. As soon as she comes within visual range, she'll stop.
Yeah. Are you trying to be? You're trying to be stealthy about this?
Stealthy-ish. Yeah.
Well,
just say stealthy.
Then make a stealth. Then make a stealth check. Hey, I could have been mean and said you don't get to make a stealth check, but I'm allowing.
That's fair. I would love to make a stealth check as soon as I figure out what stealth. Stealth is dexterity.
It is, yes.
Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh dear. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So you enter and like you kind of stop and like watch the girl, and you hear coming down. What are you doing here?
Does the girl appear to be in distress?
No? I did not summon you.
The girl's mother asked me to check on her and make sure she was okay. I'm not here to do anything to you. I just came to check that she's not injured. Because she's been gone from home for a while and her mom was worried.
I see. Cool.
That's what he sees. Cool. All right.
So, you say that.
In Aquan.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only language I can speak now.
Yes.
Her mom summoned me to check on her.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a real mom.
You.
It doesn't matter.
This is an interesting moment. Make. No, he wouldn't care. He says, her mother need not worry anymore. She will be well taken care of. You are dismissed.
Okay, all of the elemental will nod and
one more thing. Are you not a water elemental?
Olive is just gonna leave. Just outside just go outside the cave and like.
The two suits of armor that were there immediately move and block your path.
Okay.
Can
Do I care?
I believe I asked you a question.
I am a water elemental.
Make a deception check.
But she is.
At the moment.
For all intents and purposes.
I mean, if you're talking about...
I felt very much that a water elemental was summoned by this child's mother.
I mean, yeah, that is...
So,
yeah,
I think that you are a meddling surfacer. One of the natives of this plane who seeks to take my little servant here away. And this is something I cannot allow.
I am not taking her away at all. I just came to check on her.
She
Yes.
looks good.
And now you know where she is, and this is not something I am willing to allow to happen. Which means that it is time.
Olive can make 2 slam attacks on the two suits of armor.
That's fine, because the 2 suits of armor get their orders, and they each make trident attacks on you.
Olive, can you communicate with us still?
I feel like we keep doing this.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Can I
split the party?
go in there.
I
never saw the telepathic thing come up on the screen. Am I still in telepathic contact with these people?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would have cast it. I don't have it in my. I should do that. I'll put it.
I just don't know what it does. Like, is there a distance?
Yes. So telepathic bond. Yeah, it's possible over any distance, so you're fine.
Great. I'm gonna go. Hey guys, he's from the water plane and he's pissed. He has also claimed this girl as his servant, which she doesn't seem to be in any distress at the moment, but I can't imagine that's good for her.
Weird.
don't know who he is, but that doesn't sound good.
I don't know who he is either. The thing that she went with.
So as they attack you,
Yeah.
the first one hits you 3 times. What's your armor class as a water elemental?
14.
The second one hits you twice, and for some reason it's not rolling the damage, which is weird.
Because they're underwater. Who knew?
So that is 5 total hits.
Of tickling damage, because it's underwater.
So you take a total from all of the attacks, 51 points of force damage.
Force damage.
Force damage.
Okay. Because I'm resistant to piercing and slashing.
That's excellent. That is not what these attacks do.
No, I realize this. That's great. Cool. Will turn around and slam them.
Great. Which one are you slamming?
I get 2 slam attacks, so both.
One each? Great.
One each. One was a 12 and one was a 27.
The natural 20 will absolutely hit. The 12 will not have any effect whatsoever.
That's fair. Plus another 2d8. Wow, that sucked. So 17 bludgeoning damage to one of them.
Are you able to get out? Olive says, Spoot.
Working on it.
I think you should leave.
So it's 10 damage, right?
17, because it was a crit.
Oh, yes. Right. Thank you. So 17 damage to this one. Bludgeoning?
Bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah. You hit it for 17, but it doesn't seem like it affects it too much.
Fair. That one that I have just hit, I would like to whelm.
Great.
It needs to
Under
make
or over?
Just whelm.
No,
Average
over.
whelming. Medium whelm. It needs to make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
It fails the saving throw.
Cool. That means it is grappled and presumably if they're underwater, they can breathe with water. But it's grappled. As opposed to if the saving throw is successful, it's pushed out of my space. Can I push it?
Yeah.
Like if I'm grappling it, if it was a success, it gets pushed gets pushed away from me.
Okay. Great.
If it's a failure, I'm grappling it. As I grapple it, I just want to get past it. Basically, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to push it out of my way.
Yeah. Sure. So yeah, I'm fine. Like you whelm it and like kind of force push it away and kind of like get around it.
Yeah.
Because you also can like alter your shape in this form in a variety of ways.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get past it. Basically, I want it to cease blocking my way.
Yeah. So you head off. They each stab at you once again as you leave them.
Yeah.
They both hit.
Of course they do.
They both hit because you have a 14 right now, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, they both use these tridents that they have.
Yeah.
And they jam you. Oh, that's not too bad. For a total of 14 force damage.
Great. I'm gonna swim away.
All right, you
I'm out of there.
Swim off. Yeah, they do not pursue.
Great. As soon as I am out of immediate danger, I'm going to confer with my friends. Cool. He's got some magical suits of armor that tried to beat me. I'm injured but not severely, and he seems to be taking this girl to possibly some other plane.
Like in a creepy way?
Yeah.
He described her as his servant.
You didn't see her?
I did see her. She seems fine and unaware of any danger. Like, she does not appear to be in immediate danger, but this thing, whatever it is, has described her as his servant, and that seems like it might not go well for her in the long term.
Do you suppose she might be charmed or something? I didn't think about that when she was on the water's edge.
She might be. She might be charmed. She might just be deceived.
How do you break someone's that's been charmed?
Dispel.
The spell, yeah. Well, I maybe missed an opportunity.
Yeah, she's potentially just deceived. I don't know. She was looking at the pretty coral, which, by the way, shouldn't be in this river, but it is. There's a bunch of weird sea life down here.
Interesting.
Well, to break the spell, we will have to kill the spell caster.
Or kiss the girl.
Or what?
Sorry,
I don't know about
That.
that.
Magic.
The Little Mermaid ad
She's
just
only
came up.
16. Spoot. She's 16.
So as you're having this discussion, after a couple of minutes, the water elemental form of Olive emerges from the river.
Oh, we were having the conversation with Olive, weren't we? Oh, is this all in our head?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a
No, but real
telepathic
talk.
bond.
Gotcha. No, that Little Mermaid ad just came up. So real talk. Sounds like we should get her out of there, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Let's go kill something.
But I don't know
Yes,
how to
kinda.
safely get in there
I
without being swept.
you drink these potions of water
The
breathing.
current is not so strong once you get down there. It's just the top level that's moving real fast.
Yeah, and then I will do alter self.
But it is real deep.
Then I'll be able to swim.
For us to get past that point, do we need to jump from a higher point, get some force to go under the water? I'm not really sure how we're going to get past it. I couldn't the last time. Or do we just start somewhere upstream and hope that by the time I get underneath it, we're here?
I can whelm up to 2 medium creatures and take them with me.
Would that hurt?
Maybe.
Very good. Well, I don't.
No provision here for whelming a willing creature.
I would say since the form is designed that's one of its defense mechanisms is to wrap itself around something.
Yeah.
And the force of its body crushes it. So you'd probably hurt your friends.
It's fair. I mean, it's only 2d8 bludgeoning damage for every 6 seconds, but it might be
Everyone,
unpleasant.
as you're all thinking about this, you can all make perception checks.
Very good.
Here come the water sprites.
Oh, Nereus.
Nereus, what do you think? And Nereus just has his head under the water.
So,
Nereus took another cat nap.
Greg, Defect, and Spoot, you all look at each other, look at your surroundings, look at Olive, who's just kind of a waving water figure at the moment. You look at her, then you look over at Nereus, who has just sat down on a big rock, and you realize you're all standing on big rocks.
Nereus, you're a genius. Why didn't we see this before? We should have looked down. That's the secret.
So you're saying just hang on to a big rock, drink this potion, and carry a big rock into the water?
Perhaps. Big rock sink?
I mean, I've definitely disposed of things that way.
Defect should go last. He's the one strong enough to probably break the current just in case the rock thing fails. Or first? I don't really know.
These are big rocks. They're not little rocks, they're big.
Big, heavy rocks.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but can we find some that are slightly manageable in size?
If you want to spend some time investigating and looking around, sure.
If you're going to do that, could someone heal me? Because I can't cast anything in this form, and that hurt.
Oh yeah, medicine check on the water thing?
Sure, you can make a medicine check on Olive's elemental form.
Told you.
She's a bunch of water. It's hard to tell.
Where are you hurt? You're in water.
You are water in water.
Oh no, we lost Tanner.
He's like, I'm out.
He's
These
been
guys
whelmed.
just keep picking on me.
It's
And he keeps
there's some
speaking
suits of
Aquan.
armor down there, and they're stabby.
All right, let's see. Did we long rest?
Ever, yes. Recently,
Not all of us got the
Oh
cat
no, we've been. I guess Tanner's been having some mic issues.
We know, Nereus. We just ignored you. No, I'm just kidding.
can I?
He's made a list. Listen, you
check your
numbnuts.
check your features.
Yeah, I totally can, can't I? Use
Uh,
a bonus action to expend a spell slot to regain a D8 per level of spell slot. Yeah.
yep.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
Nereus, looking down into the water, you can see like it's very fast moving, so it's hard to see anything from below the surface from above the surface, because you're just seeing really movement and kind of churning in waves.
That was only slightly helpful. Great.
Maybe we all just need to hold on to each other. So make us more or less buoyant.
So, like, you could all spend some time looking for rocks that you can each carry and hope that it'll bring you down. Or maybe you can all, like, push one big rock and just hold on to that all at the same time and go down.
Okay, let's
sounds-
just tie all of you to this one big rock.
If only someone
I'm
had
just
some
gonna tie
rope.
you on.
I've got some rope.
You could also tie each other onto it. I guess that's true.
Eurydice. No. What is that? The Odyssey. Never mind. I don't hate the big rock idea. Perhaps Defect gives us a push and then comes last, because again, I think he's the one strong enough to fight his way down if need be.
What are you gonna do?
How's that sound?
Yeah,
Yeah?
let's go.
Let's do it.
Can
rock.
Spook Perceptify for a rock that looks suitably large enough, but also easy enough for us to push into the water?
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. The one Nereus has been sitting on is like pretty big and will definitely sink.
Good job, Nereus.
All right, so we're gonna tie a rope around this rock,
Don't know.
and you guys hold on to it.
I mean, if we can hold on to it, maybe the rope's not necessary. That seems like a death wish.
Drink the water potion first.
Let's tie a rope around the rock where we could get our hand on the rope and hold it, but not tying ourselves to the rock.
No,
What
don't do that. No, but that's what I meant. Yeah, tie
Yeah. Let's do
something
that.
around it so you hold on to it.
I don't know how many water potions, health breathing potions you have, Creek, but I don't think I need one initially. So perhaps we save one. Because
Okay.
I can hold my breath for some time. I can't remember how long we said, but the last time I did this, I was okay for a little while.
I think you can hold your breath for an hour, Spoot, as a turtle. Should be under
Right.
your features.
Let's wrap this up then. Ready?
All right, so
Yeah.
you get a
Rock
big
and
old
roll.
rock, you tie a rope around it, and just go ahead. If everybody's pushing on it, except for maybe Olive, although she could as an elemental, you can all push and heave it, and big splash, and the rope, and then each one of you, as the rope gets pulled, you go, and you sink down. So Defect doesn't need to breathe. Spoot's holding his breath for the next hour. Olive is fine. Grig,
Olive
you're
is
casting
water.
Alter Self.
Yeah, this one.
Great. Yep, that's totally fine. Nereus, how are you going to deal with breathing? You're going to drink a potion of water breathing. Okay, great. Easy enough. Down the potion, hold the breath. Everybody's good. You all sink to the bottom like nothing. The rock is indeed heavy enough that you all push past the heavy current, and by the time you hit the bottom, it's much reduced. It's still there, but it's not as difficult to fight against.
Olive will show them the ruins.
Yeah, it's going to take a little time because, like, you can travel underwater because you have a swim speed of 90 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you have no trouble.
Right.
Spoot, you're pretty set as well because you have a swim speed. The others do not have a swim speed.
Amber does.
Oh, Grig does in this form. That's right.
Yeah.
However,
What is
Defect and Nearest do not have swim speeds, so they are moving at half speed.
20 feet. Got it.
Huh?
Half speed. Yes. 20
Yes.
feet.
Yeah. So I think Nearest is the slowest at the moment at 15 feet.
Can we tie Nereus to Olive?
No.
Can I hold his hand and pull him along?
Sure. For this, fine.
Just whelm him. Get real on.
Try to keep up. I'm still speaking Aquan, so we can't.
Yeah.
Wait, Nereus understands Aquan because it's like primordial.
Yep. Also, you all have the telepathic bond.
Sure.
For another X amount of time.
Sure.
So, a few minutes go by. About 5 minutes or so, and you eventually make it to this the outset of these ruins, and you can show everybody this place. Does anyone not have dark vision at this moment in time?
But I could screwdriver. I'm gonna do the screwdriver.
All right, so you bonk yourself with a screwdriver, and you gain the dark vision spell. As though Grig had cast it from their stuff.
From their screwdriver.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only got one left after this.
Uh-oh.
I'll have to restore it. I don't know why I said that so weirdly.
So Olive's gonna sit there and say, this coral is not natural to this area, and also there's like some really nasty suits of armor just inside here. Just so you all know, they stab.
The coral and the armor could stab you, says Spoot in common.
Such stabbing.
Please avoid both.
You say it in common? It just sounds like...
Not out loud, in our heads.
Okay.
And now Spoot is drowning.
So Spoot repeats the telepathic message for you all.
Well, but like she just has to say it in Aquan, right? Or is telepathically, so it's languageless? Is that the?
Yeah, the telepathic bond doesn't require a language.
Copy. Okay, never mind.
Like that's one of the bonuses of the spell.
Very nice. It's a good spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great spell.
All right, take us to their leader, Olive.
It's in here. The armor is stabby.
All right, Defect.
Stabby.
You're up.
I'm in the back, slowly walking towards you guys.
I'm just imagining that scene where you're walking on the water, like Pacific
They
Rim.
have pitchforks, and they use them a lot. Like, many times per turn. Lots of stabbing. Just saying.
Got it.
Olive is going to sort of stealthily drift past the entrance and peek in.
Make a stealth
as a
check.
giant ball of water. Do. Stealth is dexterity. We've been through this already. 17.
Okay. Yeah, you think you blend in with the other water just fine.
Don't mind me.
Tom,
Don't
just,
mind me.
you know,
Ball of water.
I'm just a bunch of water just flowing on by, doing my flotations.
Doing my thing.
Vaguely orc shaped. Just happens to be a coincidence, like clouds.
Yeah. What do I see inside the grotto?
Not much, as you just kind of quickly
Sure,
go
but
by.
like the suits of armor aren't like standing guard at the entrance or anything.
You don't see them directly at the entrance.
I don't know, guys. I don't see them, but I know they're in there.
Let me go in first.
We should start planning before we do things, but let's do this.
Now we're going.
Here's my plan, and I hold out my axe, and I walk right in.
Can you use that underwater?
My axe? Yeah.
Cool.
I'm guessing there's a penalty, so I'm swinging at disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
Here's some guidance. Spoot pats on you as you walk by.
So,
And
Defect,
I'll go
you
right behind
slowly kind of make your way through the door. As you kind of enter the room, you get stabbed.
Was I not hyper aware of them? You know that
They were hidden from your view.
Could he have approached
You're
them?
also moving very slowly.
Mm,
And they you had to go through the entrance, and they were like up against the wall on the side you couldn't see. So they just came in real quick when you entered their home. But they were waiting, so they each get some attacks. Let's see. Your armor class is 19? 18.
18.
1, 2, 3. So 3 attacks hit. All right. So you take 28 force damage.
No, that's not what I wanted to do. I hit a thing I didn't mean to hit. Ignore it.
I will.
I'm trying to roll the d6 to see if I get my whelm back, because I didn't before. I do not.
Great.
When I used it earlier, I didn't roll to...
Yep, that's fine. Cool. So you take 20...
28 force damage.
Yeah, 28 force damage. And you see these 2 suits of armor that are seemingly being controlled by water. What are you going to do? Well, I guess this is a good point to roll initiative. How about that?
I was going to say, I'm going to
Sounds
raise
like it.
Yeah, let's everybody roll initiative.
Sounds like rage time.
Oh, I failed to click my token. But I rolled a 19.
Mm-hmm. Great. Love it.
19.
Cool. Who has the higher dex in your current form? Defect or Olive? And you rolled the dex or the initiative as the water elemental or as Olive?
I did, as the water elemental.
Okay, great.
The water elemental has a dexterity of 14.
I have 14 as well.
All right, great.
Who's more handsome? That's the
Well,
next.
I mean, water elemental underwater, I'm going to assume Olive slightly faster than like a nanosecond.
Yeah, I'm going to say that given the
Current environment.
environment here,
Right.
that Olive's got the upper hand. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Descending. Cool. Great. Cool. So when I bring you onto the map, you may not see anything because you haven't entered the room yet. Most of you.
Fair.
So just keep that in mind. So let's bring you all over to the map and show you what is up.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so Olive, you are actually up first.
I am, and I see things on the map, but not me. Am I? I'm just outside the entrance. Yeah.
Yes, you are not. Oh, that's why. Boop-a-doo.
Oh,
Cool.
now I see nothing.
Yep. Yeah, so you are by the entrance.
Cool. Since I'm first in the initiative order, while those things are whacking at defect, I would like to attempt to stealthily swim by over their heads.
Okay, make a stealth check.
I would love to. How do I do that again? We discussed this was dexterity. Why is this so difficult? It's a 7.
All right. So you can compress your form and everything, so you can swim by. However, they do see you. So they are going to. One of them is going to attack you as you swim over.
Fair.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 6 points of force damage.
Great.
And you swim on over. And bonk.
Ah.
There you are.
Great. Now I can track things more easily.
Yeah.
And oh crap, I totally forgot about the when I changed I would have had temporary hit points, but I didn't do it because I forgot. Damn it. Okay. Yes, here I am. Now I have things. Cool. I would like. I'm trying to just get as far into the room as I can.
Yeah, you can get pretty far into the room. Like, how far in do you want to go? You used up about 20, or well, it's 20 feet, 30 feet. So you've used up 40 feet of movement to get here.
I would like to get to as close to Tessa as I can, perhaps behind these columns to my right.
Yeah, you can go there. Go for it.
So, like, over here. There.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, you squeeze yourself in there.
Cool.
What else?
Can I hide there?
You can attempt to. Make a stealth check.
Nah, I can't.
Okay.
I can't hide anywhere. I have dexterity. I'm starving.
So that is what Olive does.
Yep.
That brings us to defect.
Which one reached out and attacked Olive? On
This
the left or right?
This one here.
Right. So I will move over to here.
Okay.
I will activate Rage.
All right.
I will be reckless, and I will swing at the one that is in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
Yes. All right. Big whammies. 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
For 19 points of damage.
Actually, you're underwater, so you have disadvantage.
That's right. Well, I'm reckless. No, I'm reckless, so it's a straight attack, right?
Oh, you're being reckless. That's correct. So, yep.
18.
Yep, so great. Fantastic.
Okay. Second attack. 25 to hit for 14 points of damage.
Yep. You do successfully hit. And your axe is magical, so that's great. So minus 15. And So 2 solid hits from Defect. Fantastic. Next up, we have Nereus. I'm guessing you're still having mic troubles, so you're going to swim in. All right.
Very slowly.
Yeah, so it's a 20-foot long corridor, so you can get 5 feet from the opposite end with all your movement, unless you want to double move. Nereus. Okay, great.
No,
so,
he just wants to be in.
All right, cool. So that will get you about there, which will give you some view into the room.
Oh. I just switched to Nereus's view, so I still have control of his token.
Oh, you can just see him. I can fix that.
Okay. I'm just now seeing double.
Yep, not a problem. That's easy to fix for me. There we go.
Yep. That's what it looked like a minute ago.
All right, cool. Great. Where would you like to thunderstep?
Seeing the
He's behind.
Yes.
He's behind the column that one column back from where Olive is.
Yeah.
The same hiding behind the column thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thunderstep. Cast your thunderstep. Fantastic. So they are totally in range. Yep, and Defect is out of range. Fantastic.
You do realize its sound is quite painful underwater, right?
Both fail their con saves.
Oh, he's still working. He's re-rolling your damage.
He's re-rolling his damage.
All of our eardrums are now pierced as well.
I don't think I have eardrums. They're just water.
All of our water drums.
All right.
Drums.
Fantastic. Okay, so you're transmuting that from lightning or from thunder to lightning damage, which is great.
What could go wrong?
So they each take full damage from that. So they each take 17 lightning damage. And,
Of all the people to not have a mic right now.
And you pop right in, near, so you can go ahead and move to where you want to move with your ability.
Because I cast a spell, they instantly take an extras 6.
Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. They have a bad time. All right. They did not like that.
Not their idea of a fun afternoon.
No, they didn't like it. So they swarm, seemingly ignoring the others. They're going to still focus on Defect, who they, in this slow-moving environment, they view as though they have a tactical advantage over.
As they flank him.
Yep.
Spooch is like, what's happening? What's happening in there? I see lots of flashing lights.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 hits from all of them hit. 4 out of 6.
Okay.
So that is plus another. Oh, it's double because that just happens to be the math. So that is 32 force damage in total. Which is not reduced.
This is being applied to.
Defect?
It's defect.
That sounds like it hurt.
Olive will
apply the
tell those
trident.
will telepathically to
worse.
those outside the
Yep.
room, saying, "Lightning hurt them a lot. They're beating up on defect."
Additionally, one of them, the one who hit you 3 times, pumps cold damage into you as well. You take an additional 19 cold damage. And your speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of its next turn.
That's okay. I wasn't going anywhere.
So that was this one here. So I'm just going to leave a little marker there so I know. Cool. So that is that. Next up, we have Grig.
Oh. I'm gonna go to
Spoot,
where
you're
I
on
can see
deck-ish.
things. And can I, once I see things, look around? Are they actually holding? I'm gonna try it, I guess. Holding metal? Like, is it actually metal, or is it? Or are they? Is the armor actually metal, or is it?
So you get to there having used 20 feet of your movement because you have a swim speed now.
Great.
Good.
Good.
It does seem like they are they're wearing armor.
Okay, it's metal. It's not like
Yeah.
armor made of shells or stone or.
No, it seems to be like metal plate mail kind of stuff, like plate armor.
Okay, great. I'm gonna cast heat metal.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Do they boil away?
I guess on that one because
It just feels like someone peed in the water near us.
Let's see if it makes a save. It succeeds on the saving throw.
Okay, I have to remember what that means. I haven't done this in a while.
I believe that is a
See,
concentration
or
spell.
drop it. Oh, is it also a concentration? Okay, never mind. I don't do that. Oh yeah, there's a C next to it.
Okay,
if
great.
I do that, I would drown.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That was me just scrolling through my spells and like, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, we're gonna go with the first idea. We'll go in, and on the same one, I'm going to do frostbite.
Okay. Very cool. So it'll succeed on the saving throw.
Then there's no effect.
The no effect. Okay, cool.
Cool. I tried.
All right. You've got like 10 feet of movement left.
Yeah, sure.
And a bonus action.
And whatever's going on over there. Oh, those are my friends right over here.
Yeah, we're
I can't
hiding.
really tell. That's very sneaky.
Poorly.
Yeah, I'll just come this way to be out of the doorway. And not directly in anyone's line. Ta-da, I did it. The end.
All right, cool. The next thing that happens is our little friend all the way at the end here, sitting up on this throne, kind of stands up and says, "You will not take from me what is mine." And he does some hand wavings, and the water directly in front of you, Olive, forms up and kind of bursts in a way as though something else takes its place there.
Cool. That looks angry.
Yeah. The water before you looks a lot like you, as a water elemental is summoned.
In Aquan, I'm just going to say, let's be friends.
If only that was how it worked. But what it does is it makes 2 slam attacks against you.
Yeah, of course it does.
It's a 14 and a 25 to hit.
Yep.
For a total of 26 bludgeoning damage.
I think I might be resistant to that. Checking right now.
You are in this form, yes.
I am, in fact, resistant to bludgeoning. So you said it was 26, so 13?
Yep. Uh-huh. Great. And that brings us to Spoot.
All right. Spoot, come on, get in here. Do something. Actually, can I get inside the room and see what's going on?
Yeah, so you use 20 feet of your swim speed and end up there.
Cool. I don't know how we send you messages. I can't remember, but I think that at the risk of being a buzzkill, several of us have to leave before the battle's over. But Spoot will do his best to try to get this over with soon. So,
well, yes, we're going to finish this round, and that's what we're going to call it. So, the battle has begun, and then we will pick up, because you are the end of the initiative order.
Such logic.
Well, in that case, I'll take my next 5 minutes very slowly. I'm just kidding. Spoot was going to move up 5 feet. The dynamic lighting with this is very cool.
It really is.
And then I'm going to attempt something that nearly worked last 2 sessions ago. And I would like to cast Banishment on the Big Fish Man.
Ooh, okay.
Solid plan.
As a 4th level spell. Range of 60 feet, so that should have put me just in range.
You reach up, you cast your spell. Spectral turtles swim around the creature and pull tighter and tighter as he looks nervously around, and then blasts out, and the turtles evaporate as he resists your spell.
Because when everyone suddenly becomes charismatic, and when it's clutch time.
Yeah.
He talked a little girl into coming underwater with him. He's probably pretty charismatic.
Yeah.
That's fair, but he could have used magic because he looks like a fish. I was banking on the magic part. Anyway, I've got 2 more of those I can cast, so we'll tune in next week.
Their magical abilities.
And with that, you have entered the fray, and we'll pick up at the start of this next round of initiative next week here on Nuuli Forged.
Woohoo!
So, good job, everyone. You found the errant child Tessa,
Right.
and have found where she's hanging out, which is good.
Damn it, Tessa! Why you gotta be hanging out with Fishman?
I know. Fishmen, they're so alluring.
Yeah.
I like.
Yes,
how
the
it's,
token is misleading. He's actually very attractive.
Sure.
Beautiful large fish man.
Yeah, he's got style.
He's a giant fish, you guys. A giant fish.
Yeah,
I do imagine that thing
got style.
from the latest Zelda game. Those fish people.
Oh, yeah.
They're like kind of
Yeah.
for fish people. Except for the king. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining us this evening as we played some homebrew D&D adventures here on Nuuli Forged. Thank you, I've Got It, for being the bomb in chat, bringing up the Boy George references, and being part of the stream, as always. Big shout out, of course, to our newest followers, Peanut Pie, Chef Drewcom, and Dandelion227. Hope everyone is enjoying. Thank you for busting us past 100 followers, which is awesome. Huzzah, we did it. Hopefully, Tanner will be back with us next week in full audiovisual format.
And not just a giant black square.
Yes, understandable, but technology is so mean to poor Tanner sometimes.
True story.
Yeah,
And we won't have to play the game of of reading the chat for communication purposes. But sometimes life is crappy. Thankfully, his new mic will come in on Monday. So thank whatever forces you want to thank for that.
Amazon.
In the meantime, let's go around and say our goodbyes. We'll start where we began with Spoot. I'll figure out who we're going to raid.
Yes, I'm so glad to be back after 2 weeks off. Hope I'm around for a good while. And yeah, this has been Matt playing Spoot. Have a good night and see you soon.
Awesome. I would normally go to Tanner, but Tanner's going to say goodbye, guys. This was Tanner. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Because his mic has died. But he is here, and I'm sure he appreciates everybody. So next up the rung is Sarah. Or Olive.
That's me. I am Sarah. I have been Olive. I've been the least stealthy patch of water in water you've ever seen. And thanks for watching. We are Nuuli Forged at all the social media places. You should follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitch, and subscribe to us on Twitch, I believe, too. And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and what are those other things that is taking over Twitter, that is attempting to take over the Twitterverse? Anyway.
Yeah. We're on Hive and I think Mastodon, but I don't really know how they work, so good luck.
As far as I can tell, there's nobody there posting anything, so
that's true.
Every so often I get a bot. That's about it.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys, and follow us places and tell your friends.
Yeah. Moving up, we got Greg.
Hello, I'm Amber. This butt is Arlo.
Is Arlo the new guy?
Arlo is the new dog. You might not be able to see it on the stream. I'm sorry if you can't.
You can see his tail every so often. That's about it.
He's giant. Hello, I'm Amber. I want to know how far away we are from having the vanity URL on YouTube. Because if we've passed 100 on Twitch, I don't see any reason why you should not subscribe to us also on the Tube of Views.
Very true.
That's my. I want that vanity URL. I don't have a vanity plate, so I want a vanity URL.
Yes, we have 28 subscribers on YouTube, so we got some ways to go. We did just get a new one. Got my friend Connor.
Awesome.
So everyone on Twitch should go subscribe on YouTube.
There.
Every one of us should go subscribe on YouTube.
Just like
Are you not subscribed on YouTube, Matt?
I am. That's what I'm saying. I'm just double checking that we all are.
I am.
Anyway, this is all true. I am Amber. Greg is the best. Defect is the second best. Okay, no, really, Defect's the best. And then, Greg doesn't suck. And I won't see you next week. Good luck, have fun. I hope that Greg doesn't die.
And that joyous news brings us up to Defect.
How do I top that off? What everyone said, subscribe, follow us, and I guess I can take the aggressive route. Say that if you don't, we'll show up at your houses and I don't know.
And teach your kids about fireballs and sharp objects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just lost all of Twitch, so thanks for that. Wonderful. I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. Thank you all ever so much for joining us. We will be back next week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. That will be the 3rd, I believe. So we will be back on the 3rd. We will take the 10th off, unfortunately. Work is the thing. But we will be back after that. So we'll be here next week. So that's the important part. Come back next week and see how this battle comes out. And if anybody dies or vanishes to another plane if Spoot has his way. So
I'll go for science.
Wild times.
Tessa, no.
We're going to do a little raid here into Yo Skylar Seymour's chat, so let him know that he's been newly raided, because he's a beautiful human. I think he's playing some Fortnite tonight, which, like, whatever. But hey, say hi anyway. He's good people. And we'll see you right here next week. Remember to be kind, love each other, don't be a dick. Make humanity better, because we need some better in humanity right now. And we will see you next week right here on Twitch on Nuuli Forged. That's it. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.